Good morning. Welcome back to Ag Hub. We're going to talk through a couple of scenarios this morning, and I'm going to start out just there's three particular irrigated pivots right here, and I'm going to turn on the clue layer, which is the easiest way to actually create the container. So there would be a container. This could be a container. This could be a container for whatever crops you have inside of it, and that works great for general record keeping around your farm. Sometimes it's just best to at least have a record of what crops you have within that container, even in this case where there's two circles, but sometimes you want more specific records. So we're going to use that scenario. So right now, let's turn off the clue layer because really we've designed this to be very easy to use. So let's take this particular circle and we're going to actually draw it. So I'm going to go down to field. I'm going to go to the circle tool. I'm going to get right over the top of the pivot according to this zoom we have. I'm going to pull it out until we're actually, just pull out with your mouse until you get it right about where you want it. Sometimes I zoom in and get a better look at it from this angle. Sometimes I can actually pull it right out to where I want it. So we're going to say that that's it. And we're going to actually call this let's call this the west pivot. We're actually going to even set up a new farm. We're going to call it farm serial number 10,000. We're going to select a new business, and we're going to call this Doe & Sons Inc. I'm just showing you how easy it is, don't forget, to set up other entities. So we create Doe & Sons Inc. We then connect Doe & Sons Inc. back to the farm serial number. And then we connect that farm serial number back to the field, and then you have this totally connected between landowners, etc. So now we have this. Now this is an irrigated field, so let's make sure we check that. And let's create. Now the beauty is at this point we have an area we can actually put data against. Let's see what we have. We have 127.61 acres. This is over in the right hand pane. This is our little summary box. So let's go in and let's set up a crop and season. So we're going to say 2018. We're going to put sorghum in part of this field. We're actually going to put a plant date of May 20th. May 20th. And we're going to say it was 63 acres. And let's save that. In fact, let's go ahead and add another cropping season. I know that the rest of the pivot's in cotton, so let's just do them both. So we'll go in here and we'll put a plant date of May 15th. We'll just go ahead and add all the crops that are in this particular spot. It's the easy way to do it. May 15th, it's cotton. We got 64.61 left. It's actually 63 acres of cotton, and it's irrigated. And this one's irrigated too. Time to fix that. So there we are. We have two crops and seasons. We have the cotton. We have the sorghum. We don't know exactly where it is within this polygon, this circle, but we do know that there's these two crops. So then we can add some cropping practices. Now what we're going to say is against the sorghum, but let's go ahead and add another one. And we can click in the box and we can say, for sorghum and cotton both, the practice of irrigation is through a center pivot. It's drawn from a well, and it's got about 350 gallons per minute. That's the way to think about it. So let's save that. So that lets us know about our irrigation. Now let's go in here and let's also add the fact that we're under cotton. Let's add another practice, and in this, let's consider the cotton to be minimum till, not the sorghum, but only the cotton. And let's also add the fact that the cotton had a cover crop, and the cover crop was winter wheat. Okay. So we've got all the practices listed. We don't know exactly where either of these crops are, but we could just very easily go in against this cotton, against this sorghum, and we could add the field operations. So let's go in and let's plant. Let's get a plant date. It was 5/20. Let's go down and pick the seed, and it was a decab 3707. Let's go in here and let's get decab, and then let's pick the 3707 variety. The seeding rate on this irrigated was 42,000 plants per acre. So let's add that. Let's also add at planting. We got another input that happened at planting. Let's put down a herbicide. We actually put Milo Pro down behind. So let's get the herbicide in there. Herbicide. Let's go down and since I don't know the manufacturer, let's just go down and let's go through the alphabetical list and let's search for Milo Pro. There it is. The application rate was 2/3 of a pound per acre. So this is how easy it is to actually add field data against a particular crop. So we've got sorghum highlighted. We can see down here the plant data 520. There were 2 inputs at planting, decaf seed, and there was also Milo Pro. Now let's go to the cotton quickly. Let's go up here and we click on cotton. We see we have no field operations. Let's go ahead and get a plant date on it, or get a plant variety. So we know it's 515, and we can alter that date, but that was the date we put in the beginning. Let's go ahead and put the seed in, and it was an Americot, and it was Next Gen 3406. There it is. And we'll just add that. Oh, it's telling me I got an error. Please correct the highlighted fields. I didn't tell it that I planted 42,000 plants per acre. So now we've got a seed. Let's go in and let's add some other things against the cotton just to see how easy it is to add field operations. Let's go in and you can even backtrack. So we're going to go back to February. Let's see what date I've got on here. I'm looking back at some notes. Actually, March 1. We go all the way back to March 1. And we're actually going to, I got to put the operation type. It was actually a treatment, which is going to allow me to enter a herbicide, chemical. It's a herbicide, and it's going to be trifluralin. So let's go down. I'm not sure the manufacturer, if I knew that, but I can go down. Let's go down to the T's. So I can pull this down until I get to the T's. And let's look for trifluralin. Don't you love waiting for me? Trifluralin 4EC. There it is, herbicide. This one's made by this company. If you knew that you'd be looking at a jug of chemical, you could put in exactly what you had. We put out a quart per acre, so it's 32 ounces per acre. We're going to add that in. So I've got, at this point, when I'm looking at cotton, I actually see a treatment. Oh, I didn't get the right date in. Evidently, I did not pick that date. So let's go back and edit that. I thought I actually had that right, but let's edit it. Let's get March 1 in there. March 1. I say that. That corrects it. It just very simply corrects these things. March 1, the treatment, which ends up being, if we were to put our, if we were to toggle that, we'll see what the chemical was. We can do this for all things. Let's go ahead and put fertilizer on that cotton. We're actually going to put it on. We're going to side dress it June 1. I'm just showing you how easy it is to put the record in. So we go in and we say we're going to fertilize, and let's go into June 1. The input's fertilizer. Let's make it a custom blend, because a lot of times in cotton we do this. This particular one was 20 10 O at 200 pounds. It's a liquid blend, pounds per acre. And I can put some notes where I got it, whatever. You can add that there. Then it becomes a permanent record. It gets that. Anyway, that's how you could drop 2 things into one field. And so, that works for a lot of applications. Stay tuned. The next video we'll take this particular circle and we'll actually break it into 2 fields in a very unique way. I think you'll be interested in that. I hope this was helpful to help you understand how you can use AgHub as a tool to understand your farms and fields, and also to collect the data in a standardized way where it can be used for analytics. Have a great day.